Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of Hallmark Heartbeats podcast, a podcast all about Hallmark movies. I'm Camille.
I'm Brittany.
And today we are reviewing the third and probably final movie of the One Winter trilogy titled.
You think? You don't think there's going to be another one? The next one's the baby. It's going to be called One Winter Bundle.
Oh my god. I don't know. I mean, like, a lot of fans want a fourth one, mostly because of Shawn and Meghan getting married or whatever. And I would love that too. But well, I mean, like, how is that going to be set? Because supposedly Ben and what's her name? Ben and Cara are going to be moving to Asia for snowboarding stuff, and Shawn and Meghan are going to be traveling around the world for some kind of Doctors Without Borders program that he's part of.
That's true.
So it's like it's not going to be set in Clara Lake. I would be very surprised if there was going to be a fourth one.
Yeah.
I think this is it, honestly. I think the last scene where they ski off or snowboard off or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that was like their goodbye. What about you?
Yeah, their send off. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they're gonna make. I don't foresee that happening, but I mean, you never know.
True. But I think this is it. I think this is let's just call it the third movie of the One Winter trilogy. And there might be a quartet. There might be a fourth one sometime in the future, but honestly, I doubt it. I don't think. I think this is it. I think they ended this movie with the high that they were expecting for from the very beginning or whatever. So just a little bit rundown on this. This is again the third movie. So you guys pretty much know who the characters are. Cara Renault is a writer, is a mystery writer. She has written 2 books already. The first one was Girl Who Knows Too Much, and second one is Girl Who Lost Her Path. Ben Livingston is the owner of Charmed Snowboard Company. So he's pretty rich. I mean, based on
They both probably got a good amount of money.
Yeah. And you got Meghan, who works for Haley Lane magazine. I don't remember what her title was in this movie.
She's still operations manager.
Really? She's still a promotion?
They mentioned at one point that she's an operations manager. So.
Yeah. Okay, so Meghan is now an operations manager, what she was in the second movie.
Second one.
She hasn't got a promotion yet. But yeah, Meghan had for the same magazine for Haley Lane. Dewshawn Williams is part of the cast, like major cast, but because I guess COVID or something, for some reason he wasn't part of the actual filming, so he kind of did. He was on for a little bit of the movie and stuff, but yeah, his character Shawn is doing Surgeons Abroad, so it's sort of like Doctors Without Borders, but
yeah,
I'm assuming they had to change the name due to I don't know, licensing or something.
I'm sure that was it.
Yeah. So anyway, the story behind this movie is that Cara and Ben have been successful or whatever, and because they have a busy life with owning the business and writing books or whatever, so they've been delaying their wedding plans. So finally, since Ben is going to be moving to Asia, and Cara is about to start her book tour in 2 weeks, they thought, hey, let's get married now. At first they were going to go to just the courthouse, but ended up that they we're going to get married at Clara Lake, which was the place that they first met and fell in love. Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, Ben is Ben always tries to surprise Cara, but Cara, I don't know whether it's due to her being a mystery writer or like I don't know, but she is always suspicious of everything. She doesn't.
Yeah.
It feels like she has a problem with trusting things at face value.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she mentions it in her wedding vows that her father's also a detective, so it's just second nature.
Yeah. So she's always questioning what's going on or whatever. Hey, so before we start, this is the thing that this is the reason why I asked you to do the poll about the bald versus hair. Because seriously, on all conversations on Facebook, before the movie and even after the movie, that's the main topic that's been going on. Is people not liking Jack Turner's.
I like it. I think it looks good on him. He pulls it off really well. I mean, he is a very good looking man.
Yes, I am 100% agree. And I think he's like in his 30s. He with the hair, he looks like a baby. So at least
he does look younger. This does give him a more
mature look,
seasoned quality. But I'm wondering if he's going bald or if that was just shaved, because you could kind of still see where the hair was, and it didn't seem like his hairline was that far back.
Well, from several interviews, he said he shaved his head because he got COVID last year, and then like his girlfriend and him liked the hairdo, liked it bald, so he chose to keep it bald. You know what I mean? But some of the people's entitlement with Jack is just crazy. Where there's one person on Facebook was like, he owes us an explanation. We pay for his acting roles, and I'm sitting there like,
what?
Your name on his check? What the fuck are you talking about?
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. He's a person who makes personal choices, and no.
And it's just like, oh my god, the entitlement of people. And then they were like, I'm not gonna watch the movie because
then don't watch
it. And I put this down. I was like, this reminds me of Felicity. The hairdo. The haircut with Felicity. For those who don't know, back in like 99, there was a TV show called Felicity. You can look it up. It stars Kerry Russell. And she had this long, beautiful, curly, wild hair for the first season. She cut it off in the middle of the second season. It was a paid breakup haircut or whatever. And then ratings dropped drastically.
Yeah, it was a short, like pixie cut. She still had the curls.
Yeah.
It was just like a short kind of like pixie cut kind of thing. People freaked.
Yes.
Yeah. I watched Felicity enough to know what was going on, but it wasn't a show I followed.
I watched it when I was
I still haven't like probably seen it all the way through. I still know about this scandal. It wasn't one of my main shows. So like that's how big it was, is that I can tell you about this scandal, and I wasn't a main show for me.
It was so big that WB actually had to put out a policy where none of their actors were allowed to change their hair anymore.
Insane.
That's like that, because the ratings dropped so drastically after the haircut and stuff.
I don't get that. What is wrong with people? Like, well, it's just like It Was Always You.
Yeah.
Like, people freaked out about her cutting her hair because of When Calls the Heart. It's so long, and and then she cuts her hair short. People are like, what is this? I don't get it. I don't get why people have that much of an issue with it. Like, I'm me, I'm a TV freak. I watch movies and TV, and like, that's my life. And I don't care if someone changes their hair. That's just, I don't know.
I think it's just a shock factor. Like, oh my God, you have like a way of seeing people a certain way, but then big change their hair. It's like, whoa.
It was surprising, but other than that, like, people change their hair. Her hair is long, and the first two movies it was short. No one has an issue there, do they? Like, people are crazy.
Okay, so what did you think of this movie?
I liked it.
I the hair movie. Well, babe, out of the three, where does this rank
This is my second favorite.
after?
I like the first one. As is my favorite.
Yeah.
And then I liked this better than the engagement.
Yeah. I did not like this movie.
You didn't? Do you like the other ones? Are you fans?
I did like the other ones. I did like,
okay.
The first one was my favorite also. And
Yeah.
the second was to be a little bit better than this one. I just feel like there were so many inconsistencies and changes with this one that it would have if it wasn't part of the trilogy, it would be okay. It would be good. But because it was part of the trilogy, it's like, wait, Ben has a sister? Never mentioned that before. Wait, her dad is a detective? You would have thought that since she's trying to be a mystery writer, that would have been mentioned, like, oh, my dad sort of inspired me to do this, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
None
of that really mentioned. That doesn't really bother me. The first one, it would make no sense for me that the sister would be mentioned in the first one. Like, if that one just like, it makes sense to me that she wouldn't be mentioned because it's just a trip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Second one, maybe, but I didn't think that was weird at all. The detective one I could kind of see, but it didn't really, none of that, it didn't ruin it for me.
It just to me was so many inconsistencies where I was like, I don't know, I don't like it. And also I kind of don't like that. Really, there's no drastic changes. Like, Meghan still has the same job as before. I feel like
it's only been a year.
I understand, but this is like she from the beginning was always very gung ho and very move forward. I would have thought that she would have gotten, like, I don't know, editor or whatever.
Operations manager is a huge position. Editor is like the top. Operations manager is a huge position. That's something you would do years before you would get a promotion. That makes 100% sense. You don't work as operations manager for 1 year and then suddenly you just, no, that's something you have to work at for a long time before you just become an editor.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I would have liked her. I do like, I just, like I said, there's just some inconsistencies that were just like, hey, okay. But
I think this is the first one that me and you heavily disagree, because I heavily disagree. I do not think those are, and I'm like, I don't like inconsistencies, but I don't think any of that is inconsistent whatsoever, especially since Meghan is Miss Yes Girl. Like, I think that they stayed really true to character.
I don't know. But and also, like, Clara Lake changed a lot, which I know they said they explained to me with renovations, but like, that's a lot of changes.
Wait, what did? The hotel, but we've never seen them actually stay like there. We always see them at the chalet.
Yeah, but like, we never see, like, stuff just changed.
The library looked a lot different, and I did have it. That's the only like change that I had an issue with, was the library was so different that I was like, did they take half of these in the beginning? Like, that's a beautiful book filled kind of warm, cozy room, and now suddenly the walls are all white and there's still books. And I know he was doing that tribute, but the bookshelves still were not very high. Like, that one I will give you. The library looked way different, and I did not like that. I didn't like that at all.
But yes. So anyway, so they're planning the wedding. They go and plan the wedding now. Because, like I said, she has a book tour, and they're planning to move to Asia, and they're about to move. So they have 10 days to plan the wedding, which is crazy. Can you do that in 10 days?
I'm sure you can. If you got the money.
Which they obviously do.
Yeah.
But what's her name? So Meghan is now the wedding planner and stuff. And she's also the maid of honor. Zoe, she's so cute.
Yeah, she's adorable.
His little sister is adorable.
I wrote that down. Like, are all Hallmark sisters adorable? Because we always love the sisters. They're always so adorable.
She looks young too. She looks
Very
like she's
young.
in her 20s, early 20s or something.
Yeah, I'd clock her at like 20.
Yeah. So okay, so surprise, shock, whatever. So we got to interview Tedra Rogers, who played Zoe in this movie, One Perfect Wedding. This week, so we are interviewing Tedra Rogers this Saturday, and we get to talk to her about her time on set and probably how it feels working with all four of the people on the movie and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think she really worked with Dewshawn though, since Dewshawn was doing his, off-site.
I have a note that I want to talk about.
What?
Hallmark made a very, very controversial stance here when they were having pizza, and he put pineapple on his pizza, and all I could think there was, oh no, people are going to talk about this, and I haven't seen one word about it. I'm going to put a poll up. I'm putting a poll up later. I need to find out how people feel about pineapple on pizza. Because the second he said it, I think it was like bacon and pineapple. I'm not Canadian bacon, like real bacon. And I was like, pineapple, oh.
I don't like it. I don't like pineapple on pizza at all. There's no reason for pizza to have pineapple in it.
If there is only pizza with Canadian bacon and pineapple, I will eat it. It will never be a choice I will make. It's not what I'm going to order. But if it's all that's there, I'll eat it.
I'll dig out the pineapple.
I like it, but I mean, I don't dislike the pineapple. I think it's nice, but it would never be the choice I would make ever. No. Well, I don't really like pizza, so, but still.
Yeah. I'm not a pineapple. Considering I'm from Hawaii, you would think that I'm a huge pineapple fan, but not really.
Yeah.
I'm not a pineapple person.
I love pineapple, but it's got a lot of sugar in it, so I don't eat it very often.
Oh.
Got a lot of sugar, so.
I think the only thing that we put pineapple with is ham.
That's what the pizza is. It's Canadian bacon, which is just pretty much ham and pineapple.
Yeah, but they're not on pizza, not with like tomato sauce and cheese. Yeah. That's where it ruins it for me. When you add tomato sauce and cheese.
Well, I don't like tomato sauce, so that's my huge issue with pizza. Whenever I order pizza, like I go to, Papa Murphy's or something like that, I always get like their garlic sauce or something. I do not like red sauce, so.
Oh my gosh.
Only my grandma's red sauce, which is not like marinara. It's Italian gravy, so it's different. But to the wedding dress shop.
Oh my god, okay, so they go to a wedding dress shop and they go and choose the wedding gown. First of all, the wedding gown that Cara chose, I did not like.
Yep, I wrote it down. Cara's wedding dress is awful. I wrote the word awful. I hated it. It wasn't her, which I think later on, I think they did that on purpose. They chose a dress that we weren't going to like so that she could wear one that was much more her, like much more her style.
I didn't even find the wedding dress that she chose to wear, her mom's wedding dress, to be her style.
What are you talking about? It looked almost identical to the black dress she wore in the engagement. She loves like frilly stuff on top. Even in the first one, she had like the jewels on the sleeve. She's very top detailed.
Yes, I get that. But here's the thing. The girl wears revealing dresses. I mean, like in the first two movies, the first movie she wore like this short dress, deep plunge dress, in the middle of a blizzard to a dance or whatever.
Well, yeah, that first dress was very, but the one in the engagement wasn't.
Even in the engagement, it was still like somewhat revealing with the with the netting and here and stuff like that.
The slits,
so it's like, for her.
But it went all the way up to her neck.
Yes, but it was like a halter.
Yeah, but it was a halter that went all the way up to her neck. It didn't reveal any cleavage whatsoever.
But
and then
like, this dress was just, it to me was just like, I would have thought, I don't know.
But it's her wedding also. Most not, and if you don't choose to dress this way, that's fine. Most people choose to be a little bit more modest on their wedding.
I agree.
So it's okay if you don't, but yeah, I mean, a lot of women, but it still was just lacy.
Yeah,
so
it's a very beautiful dress. It just to me it didn't seem like her to me.
I 100% disagree with you again. We will continue to disagree.
No, I mean, all the time it would be boring.
Yeah, I was gonna say we always agree, so it's good to disagree once in a while. I thought it was very her. That first dress was definitely not her.
No, that was like a downgrade. That was not her.
That was
I don't know what the heck she was thinking when she said, "Oh, I like this." I was like,
I know when they were both like, "Oh my gosh, this is the one." I was like, "That's the one. That's the one you're choosing."
I like Meghan's dress more than I liked her dress.
Yeah, me too. There's no detail. She's, like I said, she's very, like, she likes detailed things. Like all of her dresses, even the blue one she wears in the beginning is still lacy on top. She likes detail on dresses, and this had nothing but like a little tiny belt across it. Yeah, it was terrible.
Like, off shoulder, and I don't know what was going on. But anyway, the color of the dresses were moonstone and moonbeam or something.
Yeah, moonstone and
moonflower.
Moonflower, yes, yeah.
Yeah, Arya in moonstone and Della in moonflower. Those were the dresses.
Yeah.
And I knew from the moment that they mentioned the colors and everything, it was going to be switched. It was going to be switched. I knew.
I actually, once it gets switched, I foresaw how this would end up. I knew that. I didn't realize her mother was dead, but I don't think. They may have said it before, and I just never realized.
Said it before in other movies.
I assumed that either the mother would have brought her dress, or I knew this would happen. I knew exactly what happened was going to happen the second they said that. And then when the dad brings it in, I was like, "Yep, called that."
I actually thought that it would have been cool if she wore Meghan's dress.
We had two theories, me and my husband. So we had two theories here. Either that one that I just said, we said that, or now I didn't know going into this that Shawn's character would not be in
the movie.
I mean, like, he was in the movie, but I didn't know he wouldn't physically be at the chalet for the wedding. Yeah. I thought he might fly in or something. So one of the theories originally was that they would just switch, and Ben and Cara wouldn't get married, and Meghan and Shawn would get married, and she would just wear the white. That was we had that theory. That would have been good, because maybe they would have been like, you know what, like, this isn't work. So many signs are telling us, like, to wait until we can have a big wedding, and then the other two would just get married, because she kept saying things like, "Oh, I have to be a spouse to move there." So we were like, "Oh, are they going to switch this and give her the wedding?" That's not what happened, but it would have been pretty cool.
That would have been that would have been a very good switcheroo. That would have been so cute. Oh my God, I'm going to start crying just thinking of the possibilities. And it would be cool if, like, they give Shawn and Meghan had gotten married in the movie, and like at the end, it was like Cara and Ben getting married in China or something, which was where they were going to move to later. You know what I mean? For his snowboard company or something. But that would have been so cool.
Yeah, because she could still have worn the wedding dress. It would have just been a bridesmaid's dress because it'd been the color. And so that was another theory. Once I realized Shawn was obviously not going to be there, I was like, okay, that's not going to happen. But
I was really hoping that Shawn would have surprised everybody and showed up
So was I, because he is.
chalet or something and proposed in person. I was very disappointed that he never did, because the whole time I was thinking to myself, like, this is gonna happen. He's gonna show up at the wedding.
During the wedding, I was doing the same thing. During the wedding, I was like, is he gonna pop in? And then like halfway through the wedding, I was like, no, he would have popped in already.
When she caught the bouquet, I was like, come on, Shawn, somebody show up. I was so mad that he didn't get to do it.
I love him. He is easily one of my favorite characters. I adore him. And so I was very upset that he wasn't able to physically be there. But I understand the whole COVID stuff. But the dress is getting switched. We jumped ahead so far.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Poor Zoe, she like switched the colors, which is understandable. I mean, moonstone, moonflower.
Well, I wasn't even sure that it was Zoe who mixed the colors up. I was like, did Zoe do it or
she did.
No, okay.
Because she was the one who like when Cara was the one who gave her the color combination.
Oh, that's
so she kept like singing it in her head or whatever, and then somehow or another it somehow switched between. But that's totally understandable. Like, she didn't do it on purpose or anything.
No,
like that.
And that's why I assume no one was mad at her, because they were like because
they do have a point. Why do these dresses?
Yeah, because I was gonna say Meghan said that. She was like, why can't they just call the colors the colors?
Yes, why can't it be white and purple or whatever else? But then again, there's like so many different shades of white.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've seen enough say yes to the dress TV shows to know like there are like 20 million shades of white.
Yeah, well, I mean, I am married, so I think my wedding dress was white, but I think it was just called white. But I didn't buy a very expensive wedding dress. I bought my wedding dress for like $200 and had it altered. But my bridesmaids' dresses, which were way more expensive than my dress, those were all like, I think it was like a blush or something. I had like a silly name. It was like rose petal blush or something like that. I don't know, something.
But yeah, no, I've seen enough wedding TV shows. I'm a huge fan of Say Yes to the Dress. Yeah. And we're like, they just white is so not like that at all. It's always it's white,
eggshell, cream puff.
This one isn't white because it looks yellow, and I'm like, it looks white.
Everything you can think of that's white, like a piece of paper white. Like, this one's paper, this one's cream, this one's sour cream, this one, just all the different colors, all the different white shades.
So they go to the wedding venue, they go to Clara Lake. Let's talk about this. Bedhead behind Cara's back. I'm gonna confuse Cara and Clara. I want to know why the writers named her Cara and named the place that they met Clara.
Well, I don't know.
Like, you guys want to torture people? But Cara, Ben had actually the chalet that they went to, that they stayed at the first two movies for the wedding venue without letting Cara know. So, which was a point of contention at first for Cara, because Cara was like, well, it would have been great if you had, told me or whatever. But he was trying to surprise her. So like,
I see both sides. Like, I love what he was trying to do, but I also understand that you want to know you're about to get married. Like, yeah, that's not like, surprises are great, but your wedding day, like, really shouldn't be a surprise.
Well, here's my thing though. I mean, like, she was planning on going to Clara Lake. Like, what was she gonna go over there for? Because The only reason why she found out that Ben had made reservations for Clara Lake at the chalet was because she was trying to make reservations herself for the chalet. So,
Yeah, but she was doing it for, I think, probably a trip or something.
True, maybe. So anyway, so they go to Clara Lake, and Zoe did kind of assume that Meghan was also engaged as well, which was like, Meghan was like, no, we're not engaged, not yet.
Yeah, which is another reason why we thought they might get married, because she said, I'm not married. Like, she's like, you just assumed I was married, but I'm not. And that was another reason why I was like, yeah, they're gonna get married. But
I think that would have been a perfect ending if
it would have been good.
Yeah, I mean, like the whole movie, the way, like, Shawn was telling Ben, "Oh, you never know, I might have a little surprise going on or whatever." So I was like, "Is he planning to fly here? Oh my God, wouldn't that be awesome if he flies here?" And Ben kept making telling Shawn, "Oh, I wish you were here as my best man," or
Yeah, they hinted a lot at something that never happened. So
it would have been perfect if he just walked in. Oh,
yeah.
Hallmark, we gotta do better on this. This is wrong. But anyway, so the whole both sides of the family came into Clara Lake, and that's when we meet Cara's mom. No, Cara's dad. Cara's dad is a investigator, so that's where she got her mystery loving. And Meghan's mom, who is a DJ and also a minister, so she's gonna be doing the wedding, officiating the wedding, and also ended up, because of the blizzard that happened later, they had to. She was gonna be the DJ for the reception as well.
Yeah.
We're bouncing around here just mostly because
things like interlocked, they all come back to it, so
yeah,
that's okay. People saw the movie, they can follow it.
Anyway, Ben also has a camp at Clara Lake called Camp Snow, and Camp Snow is like this charity thing where he gets kids that are underprivileged up to Clara Lake, and they take snowboarding lessons and stuff. And Ben supports it a lot by like donating his snowboards over to the camp and letting them use it and stuff, which is really nice. He's been doing it since the first movie when he was Order of Sion snowboards. And I like that this is a continuation that they still are doing with movie 3, because one of the reasons why I loved Ben from the beginning is his charity work. Yeah. And stuff like that. But the thing about it is, while they were there at Clara Lake, they find out that Clara Lake is being sold to a hotel chain.
Ben finds out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ben
she doesn't find out.
No, she does not. So he finds out that Clara Lake is about to be sold to Brotherly Hotels or whatever, because he's worried about Camp Snow. He's like, oh, this can't happen, So he works.
It's like if a Hyatt was coming in. It's just like a big hotel conglomerate that's going to take all the personal touch out of everything.
Yeah, and Camp Snow would be in danger of like being done or whatever.
Yeah.
So behind Cara's back, he starts, doing the work to try and buy the hotel himself. So, man, that dude is rich. I mean, can you imagine how much money that would cost to just buy a hotel and be like, oh yeah, I'm buying this off for me.
Yeah.
This is crazy. So he ended up actually being able to get 45% of the hotel. But Weatherly also has 45%. So the Other 10%, 5% is owned by Aldera Creek. And
Yeah.
I don't know what 5%, the other 5% was owned by, but so anyway, so now the mystery is who's Aldera Creek. And that's again, so much. So this is another thing I don't like about the movie. There's so many side stories. If you got the Aldera Creek mystery, then you got the Clara Lake, Clara and Max Dirks mystery, and it's like,
yeah, but they're all one mystery in the end. Like that's the thing. It's.
But did we really need all that mystery?
I liked it, and I knew it as soon as we met Goldie. I knew exactly what was going on there.
I did not. I was 100% surprised to find out that she was.
Me and my husband, we called that one. When we watched
what was
together.
the hint for you?
I can't think of a hint. We were both just like, so Darren is really, really good at guessing the endings of movies. He's a lot like Cara there. He can just like guess the ending, and I'll be like, how did you know that? But like as soon as we saw her meet, and I mean, it was confirmed for us later when the way she'd be like, oh, you have an imagination, or that's a great story. I don't know. The second that we met her and we realized she was going to be you could tell she was going to be a focal point. Like she wasn't just a random, like they're not going to make this random lady not be important in the movie. You know what I mean? I think that was probably the clue, is that we met this person, and once you meet someone and they become important, like, you know that they're in the story at some point. So yeah, we just knew. We didn't know that it was the daughter or anything like that. We just knew that she was going to be connected to Max and Clara.
I had no idea at all. I just thought she was a musician that was a fan of Clara. So I had no clue at all and stuff like that. I would have thought the bellboy was something, but not not her at all. I never suspected Aldera Creek was her.
The Aldera Creek, we didn't catch on. Well, we knew that we figured it was still owned by Max and Clara, their family at some point. Yeah. That just made sense. Like, who are these secret owners? Probably the original owners. Like that's I don't know how she didn't figure that out. Be like, oh, maybe it's still the original owners. Like, how is that not the first thought you have if you're a mystery writer who questions everything? How is the first thought you have not, this mystery owners here might be the original owners still having shares? Like,
well, maybe it's just because, like when you overcomplicate stuff or overthink stuff so much that you just, the simplest answer is not even thought of until it becomes the most obvious. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
But yeah, I did not. I was 100% surprised. I was like, oh, because like the whole time I was thinking to myself, like, okay, so they were together. He came back from the war or whatever. And I honestly had thought that Clara had died. Because they were talking about how they don't have pictures of them anymore after her coming back or whatever. And I was thinking to myself, like, divorce is not really common at that time. So I don't think they were divorced. Maybe it was a tragic death.
That's what I thought.
Newborn.
I was with you on that. I when they were trying to figure out what happened to them, I figured she just passed, since there was a picture of him and she was assuming something happened. I figured she died. So yeah.
So again, we were overcomplicating things. Seemed like we were overcomplicating things. And back then, the most simplest answer is just because they don't like pictures.
Yeah, because pictures weren't like people took pictures on special occasions. So
Yeah. Like nowadays you can take pictures with just anything, not even think about it. And back then you had to do a whole studio and everything else or whatever. So yeah, like I said, that was my interpretation of the Max and Clara story. And Goldie being their daughter was so out of left field for me. I did not expect that at all. But I want to also point out the Team Bride and Team Brew trivia. It's so hilarious because Ben was like, this seems so what's that called? Lopsided, because I guess he lost the trivia. And I'm sitting there going, the person who was asking the questions had a Team Bride shirt. Isn't that enough clue that it's gonna be lopsided?
I don't know about that. I mean, someone's got to run it, and usually you ask because this is actually very common. Like, I know that they made this seem like this was because of the trivia from the past movies, but it's actually really common to play this kind of game at a bridal shower. Because we did this at my bridal shower. We played How Well Do You Know the Groom? It's just like, I'm sure there was like they just asked a bunch of personal questions to each one. But yeah, that is funny. That Team Bride. I don't think it was lopsided. I just think that she's better figuring things out than he is.
Yeah,
obviously she is. She figures everything out.
I know, she's just crazy. So anyway, Ben kept the whole secret of trying to buy the hotel from Cara and stuff. When Cara overheard him on the phone talking about Adara Creek, so he asked the bellboy. He asked the receptionist. I like the receptionist. If there was any single character that actually stole the movie, it would be him.
Yeah, I liked Daniel. He was funny.
Yeah, he was hilarious. I liked all his like facial expressions, and he was sitting there going, like, I'm not supposed to tell you. This is I can do my job for this. And Ben was like, yeah, but I'm your friend.
He's like, I'm gonna figure it out either way, so might as well just tell me.
And I think this is why his haircut actually helps, because if he's, like I told you, he looked more mature versus the first two movies. He looked more mature versus the first two movies. So like he gave off the I'm a boss and I'm about to like buy this hotel air. Now that he doesn't have hair, I don't think it would have sold. I don't think I would have bought it much.
He was too young.
Yeah. I'm not trying to say that he was immature with the hair, but without the hair matured him more to the point where, I can see him being the boss.
Yeah, it did. Like I said, it seasoned him a little bit.
And stuff.
He does have kind of a little bit of a baby face.
Yes. So I feel like this one was just kind of it suits the storyline mostly because he needs to see that he's the boss or whatever. So anyway,
after she hears all Dara Creek, she starts doing her own investigation and also goes straight to the bellboy to say, hey.
I liked how she did that too. Yeah. She started spelling it wrong or whatever. Yeah. And the guy goes, it's spelled with one R. And she's like, oh, okay. So you do know who Dara Creek is.
Yeah, she's clever.
Oh my god, such a smart girl. But anyway, so they find out that the Dara Creek is the Goldie because the junk mail was from a music store or whatever. And so they assumed that it was Goldie. And sure enough, they went up to her and asked her about it. And she was like, I'm not willing to sell my shares to anybody because I'm worried. I don't want this place to like ruin its touch or anything like that. And Ben persuades her, and so she did. She sold her shares, which I feel sad about Because in like the original owners, there's no more ties to Clara and Max, really.
I mean, I feel like, yeah, there's no legal ties anymore, but I doubt Goldie's going anywhere. And I can, from the way that they were telling the story and were so interested, I'm sure they definitely kept a piece of them, kept those photos up, and
Yeah.
they would stay true to Max and Clara. So
yeah. So anyway, so yeah, Ben buys the hotel and saves a hotel and is the owner. Clara pitches her third book, which was based loosely on Max and Clara. So the third book is called The Girl Who Slipped Away. So that's the title. Cara and Ben do get married. No Shawn, sadly. I do have to say that I liked it was so funny when they did the first engagement when he tried the first time to propose to her. It was hilarious because they had a box from the front desk or whatever, so they're like, "Oh, here's the ring," and stuff, and like Shawn starts his little speech or whatever, and it was his cufflinks.
right.
That's conflicts. It's so hilarious. And so that there's a story behind that about Secret Squirrel, which is that Ben when he was younger would keep secrets all the time and stuff and hide them.
Not a surprise.
I do have to say though that Zoe's explanation of the secrets kind of I understand because she said that her dad had passed away when she was young, and Ben had taken it upon himself to like not tell her because she was so young or whatever. He didn't want to scare her or what's going to happen. But their dad was a lot sicker than what Zoe thought. So he was trying to protect his little sister.
Yeah, makes sense.
I like Zoe and Ben's relationship. They're so cute. We're liking the Ben. We're liking. You're right. We do like our brother and sister relationships.
yeah. Well, they do a good job of it. They, it's cute. They're cute.
Yeah. At the end, Shawn is still proposes. Ends up proposing to Meghan at the spot where they fell in love, which happened in the second movie. This was when they were doing a little photo shoot over there, unplanned anyway. Yeah, that's where he proposes. And he proposes, I don't know, via Zoom or something.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cute. And Cara was the one who had to go to her knee and stuff.
Pretend I'm Shawn.
Pretend I'm Shawn.
Yeah, that was cute.
That was adorable. But yes. As much as I would like this there to be a fourth movie that focuses on Meghan and Shawn, I don't think that there's going to be any.
Yeah. Well, you missed a whole part of what happened in the movie is that on the day of the wedding, there was a huge snowstorm. So they had to that's why the mom had to be a DJ as well. And decorated a cake for them. And they kind of, certain things had to went a little bit wrong. Yeah. But the wedding was beautiful. It was very pretty.
Well, I missed a lot of things.
I don't know
her DIY project. I think that Meghan
I don't know if that's necessary.
Meghan did all the DIY stuff mostly because she was missing Shawn. But I liked their faces when they saw the dress color. They were like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah. And thank goodness her dad brought the mom's wedding dress so that she could sew a piece of it into her dress, which is very common. And luckily she didn't tear it apart to sew anything in, and it kept it intact at that point so she could wear it, and she was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Yeah. I'm just glad. I am glad that she did not choose to wear that other dress, because that was.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, and Zoe was like, I'm glad that Zoe and Clara and Meghan, I think they all got along. In the beginning, it was like, hey, maybe not kind of thing, especially with Meghan. But even though I think that conflict was really in Zoe's head, because I didn't see any like problem Meghan had with her anyway.
Yeah, when she said that, when she was like, how do I extend an olive branch? I was like, for what? For assuming someone's engaged? I don't think that Meghan would care or in any way be mad at you for that. Like, she's first of all, she's not that type of person to really hold a grudge. And like, what is that to be mad about? Because someone thinks you're married or engaged? Like, no, I'm just not yet. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with not being married or engaged. So yeah, that conflict was definitely in her head.
Hallmark, you're funny. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I just don't think that it was the best one of the three.
I don't think it was the best one of the three.
I don't even think it. I think it was probably the worst of the three.
You know, I have a lot of issues with the second one because I felt like that one was a little inconsistent. Which I mean, we talk about on, a different on a background episode. But I didn't think I thought that they were too lovey in the second one, and it bothered me because they had really great banter in the first one. They were very snarky but lovey. In this one, in the engagement one, they were too lovey. Way too lovey, not enough playful banter. But in the third one, they kind of go back to the playful banter, and like she throws the snowballs at him, and they're a little bit more playful in the third one. So I think that was something I have an issue with in the second one, but I really enjoyed this movie.
This one was just like, if I was to give this a star rating, I'd probably give it like 2.5.
I'd give it like 4
out of 5.
Yeah, maybe 3.5.
I mean, like 4.5 is what I would give. Don't Go Breaking My Heart, and the only half that I took out of it is the title. I did not like the title.
Don't Go Breaking My Heart was so good. The first one of this trilogy was really, really good.
Yeah, I like the trilogy. The first one. It's usually the first one is always like the better of the series.
Yeah,
like it's hard to like beat.
Well, it's also, I think, can be sometimes hard. Because in the first one, I mean, obviously it's Hallmark. We know they're going to end up together. There's no will there or won't they. They obviously will, even if they try to scare us into thinking they won't. They will. But like, we already know they've already had the big kiss. They're together now, and I think that's always a harder story to go along with, is in the relationship, is to see how the relationship progresses, how their lives progress out over time. So I mean, I think that's one of the challenges in making, second and third movies like this, romantic ones, because now you have to see the real stuff, the relationship, and not the fun meet cute and falling in love stuff. No, now it's the real relationship, and I can see how that could be a lot harder to navigate.
Yeah. But yeah, this one I like the proposal better than this one, mostly because the conflict was more believable. Number one. Number two, I do get what you say where they're like too lovey-dovey. There's less inconsistencies with the storyline.
Well, we will still agree to disagree because I do not believe there are inconsistencies.
But anyway, so Thursday, April 8th, we have the release of the interview with Jordana Largy, She will be doing. She was the one who played Kim Myers in last week's movie. Don't Go Breaking My Heart.
A sister.
Yep. So we're actually interviewing the two sisters of these past two movies in the next couple of weeks. Then we have also so after that release, we will be doing
As Luck Would Have It.
As Luck Would Have It by which stars Jordana Garcia Swisher and Alan Beach.
This is the one I've been waiting for. I'm so excited.
I just want to see Ireland.
I want to see Ireland, but we already talked about how much I love Joanna Swisher, but I think it looks cute. I think this one looks really good. So I have high hopes for it. I hope it doesn't let me down.
Yeah, well, she goes to Ireland to like look at a resort that she wants to buy for her company or whatever. She falls for this local boy who's from, trying to like show her like no, don't do your resort here or whatever. But yeah, he's this is pretty much a done trope Hallmark does all the time, where like company goes to like a place, looks to build their place or whatever. So she falls in love with the owner or whatever. But yeah, they do this all the time, at least 3 or 4 times a year. There's a movie.
This it looks like it might be funny. This one seems like it might have some comedy to it, and I enjoy that more than usual. I mean, there's always funny moments, but this seems like it'll have more funny moments than usual.
I just want to see Ireland. I've never been. I love Ireland. It looks so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. And all the castles and the greenery and stuff is so, I see the commercials. It's so beautiful over there.
Yeah.
And then the week after that, we will be right in front of me starring Janelle Parrish and Marco Grazzini. Janelle just posted earlier this week that this is the first movie where both main actors are of Asian descent. This is the first movie that Hallmark has done where both actors are Asian American. So
that's great.
Yeah. And I feel like that's important, especially now with anti-Asian hate and whatever.
Yeah.
So part Chinese. So that's her Asian like Marco looks like he's Filipino, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I tried to look to see what his ancestry was on like Wikipedia or anything, but there was no hint of that in his bio. Anyway, also the last week of the month, there's no new Hallmark movie, so I don't know what you want to do on that week, but we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Anyway, so that's about it. Is there anything else to add?
I just want we surpassed 300 downloads, and I just want to thank everybody for the support on that. It's fantastic, and we continue to grow, and we appreciate it. If you're enjoying it and you want to support us in some way, we have a Buy Me Coffee account, and you can we'll have some we already have one podcast and an extra podcast, and we're going to do another one. And
so for those who don't know, we have a Buy Me a Coffee account. We still haven't gotten anybody to buy us a coffee. Please buy us a coffee. We will be posting an extra podcast there this week where we review the first 2 movies of the One Winter series. So that will be the extra podcast for the month that we will be posting on buymeacoffee.com/hmarkheartbeats. So please go check it out. We already did One October Kiss last month. So also for where to listen to us, you can listen to us on all platforms where you can hear podcasts. We just got approved for iHeartRadio. So
nice.
Yeah. Yay. So anyway, hear podcasts, we're there, which is Apple, Google Play, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, Alexa, TuneIn, Pandora. Everything is pretty much look up Hallmark Heartbeats and we're there. Yeah. Okay. So a couple of weeks ago, we got a shout out from Thirsty for Hallmark podcast, and we want to thank them for that extra shout out. So you guys, if you guys want to follow another podcaster, go follow Charlie and Mary. They are Thirsty for Hallmark podcast. They're on Apple and Spotify. They're only two platforms that they're on. But they're good. They're good people, and they're really fun. They're they're funny. So
I bet with the title like "Thirsty for Hallmark," how could it not be funny?
yeah. I actually teased Charlie because I was like, "Why are you guys titled Thirsty for Hallmark but got cupcakes?" As your background picture, you should have like had a cup of tea or something. But yes, so yeah, so they also rank like hugs the guys in the movie or whatever. So that's why they're also thirsties.
Yes.
So, but yes, they're really good. They're really good people, and they're new like us. They're small as well, so go listen to them as well. So, anyway, that's about it. Well, anything else we got? Oh yeah, follow us on Instagram, Hallmark Heartbeats. Follow us on Facebook, Hallmark Heartbeats Podcast, and Twitter, Hallmark Heartbeat One. All of that will be in our link tree in the bio. So signing off for till next week. Well, not till next week. Thursday. Next podcast will be Thursday when we talk to Jordana Largy. I'm Camille.
I'm Brittany.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. Thank you.